Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this guide I will rank every single class based on starter sets from Haedrig's Gift and how well they perform in the latest Season 35. This is my personal list and it's best suited for the beginning of the new season. Season 35 is reintroducing an eternal conflict theme which first appeared in the 19th season. This update doesn't impact your hero or build directly, but it is tied to your kill streak instead. The more monsters you kill, the better buff you get. And some of these buffs grant devastating special effects to skyrocket your damage for a short time. I'd say even if this theme is short-lived for most of the players, some can still find it great for GR pushing, either solo or in a group, as it requires some planning and proper execution. Anyway, enough with the basic information, let's discuss the actual list. Rowan's legacy is not as popular as other sets for Crusaders, and there is a clear reason for that. It provides strong damage with shield bash and sweep attack, but it falls short in speed and efficiency compared to other sets. You don't need many additional legendary items to make it work, but it lacks toughness and mobility. Without improvements in these areas, Rowan's legacy struggles to keep up with other Crusader sets and classes overall. The 6-piece bonus allows sweeping attacks to deal significant damage to groups of enemies, but the process feels slow and repetitive. This makes it less effective for farming keys or bounties. Adding the Crimson set later can improve toughness and reduce cooldowns for skills like Steed Charge, but this requires extra time and effort. If you're planning to play as a Crusader next season, switching to the Akan set early is a better option. Just ensure that you have at least 56% cooldown reduction to make it work well. All that combined regarding Rowan, it is an easy tip for me. Raiment of 1,000 Storms is not ideal either for starting a season, but it's worth considering if you like playing as a monk and be extremely fast. One of its main advantages is no cooldown on Dashing Strike, which lets you move quickly across the map even without Ingeom early on. However, each dash will cost you 25 spirit, so you'll need to manage your resources efficiently with some class-specific legendary powers, runes, or stats like resource cost and cooldown reduction. The 6-piece bonus increases your Dashing Strike damage after using a primary ability, and using Dashing Strike boosts your primary skill's damage for 6 seconds. To get the most out of this, you need to focus on your skills and spirit management. If you don't, the set won't perform well anywhere. This set is similar to the older Gen Monk build used for boss killing and works best with Shenlong fists. It also lacks toughness bonuses, so you'll need several defensive items like Unity, Spirit Guards, Endless Walk, and Lefiber's Shoulders to stay alive. Overall, this set is fast and deadly but fragile, and it's better suited for single target damage. I suggest switching to Sanvuku or Inna set as soon as you can for better performance in Nephilim and Greater Rifts. Helltooth Harness for the Witch Doctor is much more playable in my opinion, although this set heavily depends on your pets like zombie dogs and gargantuan. There is also a zombie charger option, but in most of the activities your pets will get the job done. This set does well in both Nephilim Rifts and Greater Rifts, offering a relaxed gameplay. Only issue here is that pet AI can be inconsistent, so you may need to adjust their positions at times if we're talking about pushing. For other activities it is not that important. Toughness is average, but items like Sacred Harvester and Lakumba Bracers can improve it. For mobility, Shukrani's mojo helps. The 6-piece bonus is crucial to start dealing at least some damage, as when you cast Wall of Death, you will increase other skills damage by 37k for 15 seconds. To boost your pets, you also need items like Shortman's Finger, Ring of Emptiness, and Mask of Jerem. In summary, Helltooth Harness is a reliable set for farming and can manage mid to high Greater Rifts with some tweaks. It is not the fastest or toughest, but it's quite effective against not so dense monster packs and solo targets. Next one is Bones of Rathma. This set provides several build choices such as Skeleton Mages with Sight of the Cycle and Circle of Niluge, or Army of the Dead with Justice set pieces, Fate's Vow and Funerary Peak. If you find the right legendary items early, then this set can be very effective in Torment 6 or higher. Necromancers may feel weak at first, but once you have a good gear, your minions will deal with most of the enemies before they reach you. For better toughness, use Daity's Binding when any curse, or add Captain Crimson for extra damage, toughness and 20% cooldown reduction. As for mobility, it isn't a major concern as Steward Greaves are easy to get and offer a 10-second movement speed buff. I recommend the Mage's build for casual rift farming while you gather Legacy of Dreams pieces, which can also help with Divinity Conquest. This set is also valid for group play whether you are doing speedruns or pushing. Wrath of the Waste is one of the top sets for farming Nephilim Rifts, Bounties and mid-level Greater Rifts. It is a straightforward build where 99% of the time you use just one skill, Whirlwind, to clear enemies and without standing still at all. To make it work you need a few important items: Vulkathos Swords for mobility and rage generation, Band of Might for 80% damage reduction, and Lamentation with Amboss Pride to apply rend while using Whirlwind. These items aren't too difficult to obtain. You can use Kenai's Cube to convert Mighty Belts and one-handed Mighty Weapons, and Gamble for Band of Might at level 9. This set can also handle high Greater Rifts with small adjustments like switching to Eastern Blades and Mortix Brace. With Band of Might you have high toughness, making this set suitable for most challenging levels. And it is also a good starting point if you plan to play as a Z-Barb in 4-man group, either pushing or speed farming. Tal Rasha's Elements is a solid option for wizards, offering various builds like Hydra, Wave of Force, Explosive Blast or Meteors. You can adjust it based on the items you find and reach Torment 16 quickly. The set delivers high damage with Meteors and increases your resistances by 100%. However, it can be weak against physical damage. To improve survivability, find Halo of Carini as it's one of the best rings for damage reduction. You can also use Crimson or Ogid sets for extra toughness, or include Orb of Infinite Depth if it matches your build. Since Tal Rasha has 7 pieces instead of 6, it is easier to gear up, and it's strong enough for top tier Greater Rifts without needing a different set. Overall, Tal Rasha provides good mobility, high flexibility, quick gearing and reliable performance in both Nephilim Rifts and Greater Rifts. First place is Demon Hunter on Hallowed Essence. This starter set is perfect, well, not as perfect as Gears of Dreadlands, but it's a great starter for both new and experienced players. It is super straightforward, has several mobility options, wide range skills, decent survivability and scalable DPS based on your discipline. His mobility skills usually include Vault or Smokescreen. As for the outcoming damage, Evasive Fire and Multi-Shot will help you to clear wide areas efficiently. To make this set useful, you only need 2 key items, Deadman's Quiver and Young's Bow. The first one can be easily obtained by gambling from Kadala, and the second if you convert yellow balls with the Kenai's Cube. Adding 2 pieces of Crimson and Restraint/Focus rings will increase your damage further, letting you blast high tier Greater Rifts within the first few hours. If you prefer something even simpler than this, you can switch to Gears of Dreadlands I mentioned earlier. This is another spin to win one-click set, which is very useful in Nephilim, Greater Rifts and Bounties. And if you aim for the meta, you can always adapt these items to support DH role, which is still to this day 100% viable in 4-man groups. As for the seasonal conquests, here we have Avarice to earn 50 million gold streak outside of Goblin's Vault. It is quite easy to unlock with the Boon of the Hoarder, especially if you watched my video guide where I explained all the necessary steps. Next one is Speed Demon, another easy to obtain conquest. Nothing special to say here, the more Nephilim rifts you play, the higher the chance to unlock it, but it must be done on Torment 10 or higher difficulty. Most builds nowadays can easily one-shot everything on its way, so the only problem here is the map layout. Once you find any wide open map like fields, desert, highlands or graveyard with plenty of elites, just spam everything you have, don't pick any loot, fill the progress as fast as possible, kill the boss and talk to Warwick. All that can be done even faster in public games, so if you don't get it the first time, no worries, you've got plenty of RNG. Boss mode is another sort of fun conquest where you must kill all bosses except Vidian within 20 minutes. Can be done on Torment 10 as well, either solo or in a group. For this conquest I also have a detailed video guide, feel free to check it out. Last but not least is Divinity. I believe it's going to be your first or second conquest to be unlocked simply by playing this season. It's obtained naturally simply by playing Greater Rift, specifically Greater Rift 75 or above. Most of the builds can do that even without ancient gear, perfect stats or all legendary powers. Fifth conquest of this season that I haven't mentioned is Masters of the Universe. It is the least preferable choice among the players and for a reason. You can judge it by the conquest's leaderboard. Basically, you need to obtain 8 complete sets and clear a special set dungeon with all objectives. You should also consider the fact that there are just 5 sets per class, which means you have to level up another hero to level 70, equip all 6 pieces and make at least the bare minimum so this build would deal any damage. So yeah, this conquest isn't really worth your time and effort, unless for some reason you really want to complete every single conquest or master specific set dungeons. And that is all for today. I hope you liked this video and the information was useful. Please consider subscribing and hit that like button. Thank you for watching and listening, have a nice day and happy farming everyone!